Hi guys, welcome back. Azim Rizal here, and today special guest we have Marvin.
Hello, I am an my name is Marvin. I am an old friend of Mr. Azim Rizal over
Very
here.
old friend. He's very old. And right now he's also a big movie nerd, big movie buff. So we're gonna showcase it today because we're gonna do a spoiler review of Spider-Man Far From Home. So gonna start off. You've been warned. Spoilers. Spoilers alert.
Spoiler alert, Spider-Man.
That's not a spoiler though.
Spider-Man. It's an intro intro to the whole thing.
So general thoughts, man. What do you think about it?
Okay, so generally I really enjoyed the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. There are some things that I don't like it, but as a whole, I would rewatch the movie, and I really enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed most of the movies. I mean, most part of the movie. The performances, the story, some key beats. Some of them didn't really gel with me. We'll get more into that later. But then, as a whole, I really enjoyed the movie, and I really recommend the movie.
Like me too, I really enjoyed the movie also. I thought it was a good transition from the more seriousness of Avengers Endgame. But they did well though. It's still like you see the after effects of Endgame. They also played a little bit more fun with it, especially with the age gap difference.
Yeah, but then I would have preferred it to be the starting of like we have done the blip as what they said it. Okay, for those who do not, I think y'all should know what is the blip.
They explained it nicely with an opening montage scene.
So the blip is everyone coming back from the decimation or the snap.
And they are at the same age in which when they disappeared.
So it's like that is like considered a charting. I'm sorry, a starting of a new chapter.
Okay.
Do you get it? So I would have preferred it to be the beginning of Phase 4. With the ending of Phase 3 with all the 6 members, all okay, they have gone their all merry ways and stuff like that. So now we are starting a new chapter. So how do we start the new chapter? With the blip.
Yes.
I would have preferred it like that. I mean, it would have been like okay, this is the new chapter, like that.
I think also maybe because they chose why this movie is the ending of the Infinity Saga, it's because they just want to close off and just explain, okay, this is what happened after the blip. This is like the remaining effects or things that they should just explain before they go on into the Phase 4 storyline.
Or maybe they were like, okay, this is the last of anything that has to do with the snap.
Okay, enough of the MCU. Let's talk about the title character himself, Spider-Man. In terms of how was he compared to the Spider-Man in Homecoming?
I would say that he has improved. I mean, not to say that he was bad in Endgame or Endgame. Sorry, bad in Homecoming or whatsoever. He's a really good Spider-Man and Peter Parker. He balanced both personalities, both personas really well.
Especially because I remember one scene from Homecoming. He had the brick wall on his back and he had to push it up.
Come on, Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
That was a key scene. That was really when you saw the levels that Tom Holland had, and especially in Avengers, the scenes that he had with Tony Stark and all that can't beat. And he's really capitalized on that, and he knows his strengths.
In terms of the portrayal of Spider-Man himself, personally, I would go with Andrew Garfield as
more of the Spider-Man, not Peter Parker.
No, not Peter Parker. He was, not to say he was not a good Peter Parker. I just felt like his Peter Parker wasn't a very accurate portrayal of the comic book adaptation. But then
the teenage Peter Parker,
he was too cool
Yeah.
for Peter Parker. But then as Spider-Man, the quips, the way he talked, the way he acted, everything to a T.
Because the Spider-Man that we have right now, it gels well into the MCU world that they have created.
Yes.
Specifically, I don't think it would have worked well with the Sony universe that they had before this.
No, because mostly because he has got someone to bounce off. Because okay, when you want to compare with the Sony universe Spider-Man, he is by himself.
Yeah.
He is the alpha. Okay, so everything revolves around him. But then in this movie, he is basically the mentee. Okay, if you see in Homecoming, he was the mentee. Even in Far From Home, also he was considered a mentee.
He's still learning.
He's still learning. So that is why he doesn't have like what we know from the Sony universe.
He had to learn by himself and all that.
He had to learn by himself. He built his own character, his own personality. So
He did have an Iron Man figure in the universe.
His own figure was Uncle Ben, which he kept it in his heart, and then he used it and blah 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 blah. But then in this movie, in both Far From Home and Homecoming, he always had a constant figure. In Far From Home, it is Happy, and to a degree, Mysterio and Nick Fury, I guess.
Yeah. He has a lot of people to look up to actually in this world. I mean, there's plenty of characters to choose from. He's been with them. And then let's talk about the villain, Mysterio. Did it work?
Okay, this is where I was going to say, okay, before we get into the villain, let me just talk about generally also. So generally, the first half of the movie, I wasn't really a big fan of it. I enjoyed like certain aspects of it, but I felt like it really dragged too
Like,
much.
you really wanted to get the Spider-Man thing going on.
Yeah, it's like come on, let's get it going. Okay, you have your setup, you have your your introduction, your setup, and also okay, let's keep the thing going. I'm fine with all the side quests. Like for example, the whole Betty and Ned arc, their whole romance. I was not a fan of that at all. I was like, okay, why am I concentrating on you? Please, I do not want to concentrate on you.
But the mere fact that they went on one plane ride, and then just immediately got together, I thought that was funny.
Okay, yeah, that was funny, and I agree. But then they spent too much time on that. Too much time.
Like, we didn't feel that, oh, the girl from the TV, from their news show in the school. I didn't think there would be a storyline with her.
But even like Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, at the first half, because I'm a big fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. I've seen a lot of his movies and stuff like that. And for example, when I want to like compare his portrayal in Nocturnal Animals, when he was the flashback version, not the story version, the flashback version, how was he? He was very charming. He was very likable. He had that presence.
There's so many layers to him.
But then in this movie, I just felt like he was just.
He was the guy that he was portraying as, which is Mysterio, and then there's also Quentin, the real Quentin back behind the scenes.
But then I'm talking about the first half. He was just an ordinary. I could like close my eyes and I could imagine anyone else as that person, and it wouldn't make a difference.
It was a waste of his talent.
Thank you. It was because I have seen him being that likable, charming guy, just putting on the Gyllenhaal charm.
Which is the problem. Like, this is my general fear of every time Jake Gyllenhaal goes for all these mainstream movies. It doesn't quite work because he doesn't have the freedom to do the stuff that we know that he can do. It's like, look at Prince of Persia. Remember that movie?
I watched it in theaters. But after the reveal scene, from that moment onwards, I loved every single moment.
Let's talk about that scene. Did that scene? Because for me, when that scene happened, when they revealed everything,
I have something to tell you.
I thought it was a little bit convenient for them. Just like, oh, this is what has been happening. These are the people involved. This is our plan. Just within few seconds, they just vomiting stuff to us, which we could have known.
Okay, this is where I disagree with you. Okay, I was in the theater and I was watching, and then when all the holograms started, this one and all, I was like, oh, okay, this is when it's finally happening. He gives that smile, and then he gives the toast. You know what's the one thing that's been going through my mind or not?
What?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Okay, so both of us and watched Ant-Man and the Wasp together, right? So there was a scene that, and even when we came out from the movie, we actually talked about the scene. That how there was one scene dedicated to the villains monologuing to the heroes about everything, their whole backstory, their whole history, their motives, every single thing, and we both hated it because it was why?
It was the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, it was so lazy and it was so easy and it was like bad. It was bad. Your hero is tied up there, and then you're just like blurting out everything, monologuing and shit. But this, I actually thought that it worked.
Okay, I get what your point, because he's not telling to Spider-Man himself, he's reminiscing all these things with his fellow henchmen and all that.
Yes, and I felt that it worked because I can actually see someone actually doing that.
I still would have preferred that they would have done it differently though.
Like how?
It's just like, instead of just blurting out, they could have just gradually shown us stuff. It's just that it was just too much information within such a short span of time. I mean, maybe it worked for you because one advantage was it set up the second half of the movie. It was like, okay, quick done. We know what's at stake already. But I still would have preferred, like especially those little things like that dude from Iron Man 1, little stuff like that we could have generally grown. Because one thing that I really like about Homecoming was we knew a little bit about Michael Keaton's character. It wasn't just like the opening scene when he just blurted everything. It was more of a gradual thing. And here's something interesting. In Sony Universe, Andrew Garfield's movies, it was mostly Oscorp that are causing all these villains to come. But in MCU, it's Stark Industries.
That's what I didn't like about it. Even Vulture, okay, I could understand the whole Vulture stuff and all. Okay, he was a maintenance. He's trying to clean up the city and all. He was a blue-collar guy, and then Tony Stark came and stole his job, and so now he's retaliating.
So it's like it's still caused by
Tony Stark. So okay, that was like just that introduction and stuff. So okay, fine. It was something new. Something new about because in the comics the Vulture hasn't really had that much of a history, that much of a backstory and all. But so it was a welcomed addition, a welcomed change to the character. But when it came to Mysterio and he himself was created because of Tony Stark, I was like,
we're gonna do this again?
Again? Why?
The guy can't rest in peace.
Why can't we have just like this villain who's just there for evil sake?
An organic villain,
or something because of Peter or something. Why must it be linked to Tony Stark?
Because I think Marvel is at a point where they just love to connect everything. Basically I think they're just showing off. It's like, oh, we planned this, we planned that since Iron Man 1. Dude did this.
The best sequence ever was when they went to the Interpol, or what was it called? It was some kind of Interpol, like Europol.
Oh yeah, the one where he convinced Spider-Man and Nick Fury to go, and then it turns out to be just an abandoned building.
That scene was mind-blowing. Oh my god, that has to be the best Spider-Man scene. I've seen it
it's not organic comic book Mysterio, but it works for them.
No, actually, I was about to say because there were some comic books whereby Mysterio actually used a glass of wall of a house of mirrors.
It's just not actual drones, like.
It wasn't drones. Those were actually his own setup and stuff like that. His own hallucination.
His own technology,
yes. So this one they are using drones, but okay, I would give them. But I'm just talking about the sequence as a whole, how it was made from a storyteller's perspective, as a director, as a visual artist and stuff like that. Oh my god!
Especially when he got to his head and then it was just some shit visuals were coming out from everywhere.
I love that scene so much because even like as an audience also, and you're looking and you're like wondering what is going on.
That beats any Doctor Strange scene.
Hands down. I was thinking to myself, why can't Doctor Strange be like that? Doctor Strange kind of rip off Inception in some aspects, with the whole town going over each other and stuff like that. But then this one is so inventive and so it works. It works so well, and if someone with drones and a character with drones and technology can do this, I can't wait for someone like Doctor Strange to do that.
Actually, I like the scene in the climax fight better than that scene actually. The one where he's using his
Peter Tingle.
What did you say?
It's not the spider.
I was looking for that word.
Peter Tingle.
I thought that was really good.
That has to be the best visualization of
the Spidey sense.
You
were gonna say Spidey sense.
The best visualization of Spidey sense ever.
Especially when he just
everything. When all the drones were invisible, but yet he could sense each and one, and he was destroying.
And then you could see like they showed some parts of the drones and all that coming out. It's like wow.
It's like you were in there. It was as if you yourself had the spider sense. It's as if you were Spider-Man and you were having the spider sense and you were seeing what he was seeing. The thing is, when you want to talk about like the visual representation of the spider sense and all, they were like, when you take like the Raimi Spider-Man, everything goes like slow motion and stuff like that. With the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, you always hear that sound, that sound. I can't do the sound, but then you hear that sound and then his spider sense is being designed. But this has got to be the best representation.
Do you think this was also a reaction from the absence of the Spidey sense in Homecoming? Because a lot of people were flagging them. It's like, where's the Spidey sense? And then it's like, okay, here it is. We done it right. And then I thought it was a good storyline for Far From Home to show that, oh, he doesn't have it all figured out yet. He's still training it.
Yes. I like that. I like the point that you just mentioned. I like that. Okay, now at this moment, he has just found out about an ability that he can now master. It's like a new ability. Like all this while we have seen him. Okay, he has mastered web slinging, web shooting, the wall crawling. He has mastered all of that. Maybe the Spidey sense was more of an instinct based, but now we know that okay, the Spidey sense is something. It is a new feature that we can incorporate to his skill set.
Yes.
And now we can actually show like okay what he is, what really is the Spider sense.
And it was really smart to use that storyline to incorporate with how to defeat Mysterio in the end.
Yes. Oh, that was like I said. I just loved the second half of it. Everything about it.
The first half was just.
First half was
okay. You know what? Talk about the first half. I laughed more than I expected. I thought compared to Homecoming, I thought it was a bit more funny.
But I did like the Night Monkey. I like Night Monkey.
You mean the way that she called him Night Monkey, or just
the concept of Night Monkey? I like that.
the Europe version of
Spider-Man. And I like the fact that you know in the bar, the halfway point,
yes.
It's like Mysterio and Night Monkey was just sitting in the bar without any mask in front of all of those civilians, and they just
and wait, eventually we know why, but then
but still okay, we know why in terms of Mysterio. Okay, it's okay for Mysterio.
It didn't occur Tom Holland, it's Peter Parker at all.
Yeah, I was like, wait, you are in a bar wearing your Night Monkey outfit and you are just okay with it? You are just without your mask? What if someone just took a picture of you?
Okay, one thing that also bugged me throughout the movie. Okay, Nick Fury. This was post Endgame, right?
Okay.
I'm looking at Nick Fury and I'm thinking, man, this Nick Fury doesn't sound like Nick Fury, doesn't act like Nick Fury. Why is he out of character? Did you have that feeling?
Exactly. I was like, this guy is dumb.
It's like, what happened to the Nick Fury we know?
What? Why? And then when it was revealed that that Quentin Beck was actually an employee of Stark Industry and he was the one who had made Buff and all, I was like wondering, why didn't Nick Fury caught on to that? I mean, like, Nick Fury works very close with Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So how on earth did Nick Fury not know that Quentin Beck was an employee in Stark Industry? How did he not know that? Throughout the whole movie, I was wondering.
It really bugged me. I was like, wow, the snap really messed with you, huh?
I was like, what did they do? Okay lah, when it came to like Captain Marvel, Nick Fury was more of like the comedian type.
Yeah, but this was way in the 90s.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. So I was worried that they were trying to like, oh, this Nick Fury in the 90s is a bit gullible and so let's bring back that character because it's a Marvel movie. Let's bring back that character. Let's bring him back with all the funny things, the funny and the weird things that he does. Let's bring that character back for Far From Home. And I was like, no, you don't do that. Do you know who Nick Fury is? Do you know who Nick Fury is?
Well, evidently they know who Nick Fury is. It just wasn't Nick Fury.
The subtlety of Samuel L. Jackson's performance, so much so that he knows how to threaten someone in a comical way and in a serious way. Because I think if Nick Fury really threatened him, obviously he would shake.
I think if the real Nick Fury was there, this whole movie wouldn't have happened.
No, I'm just talking about the performance of Samuel. I'm trying to highlight the performance of Samuel L. Jackson.
No, but just like theoretically speaking,
he
would have got Quentin Beck from the start.
When he came to Mexico or whatever that place was, and Quentin Beck came and he said, "You want no part of this?"
Would have shot him.
You're Quentin Beck.
Well, that was one post credit. Let's talk about the earlier end credits.
Okay, I will let you go first on this.
First of all, when they started the scene, I saw the Daily Bugle. What was it? Some Daily Bugle online thing.
Daily.net, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was
dailybugle.net.
It was a website. Then, oh my god, J. Jonah Jameson came out. A bald J. Jonah Jameson, might I add. So I was like, oh, it's very nice. I thought it was okay, I agree with them lah. No one else can play J. Jonah Jameson. If you want to steal from the Sam Raimi movies, go ahead. I don't mind. I didn't know it was gonna reveal who Spider-Man was.
So this is the thing. Okay, I was watching and I was waiting, and they said dailybugle.net, and I was waiting. Okay, are they going to show the next J. Jonah Jameson? And I was ready. Who is the next J. Jonah Jameson? And J.K. Simmons was there, and I was like, that was my legit reaction. I shouted in the
When you saw his face or when you heard his voice?
when I saw, because they showed his
It's at the
face
same time, right?
first.
But what hit you first?
The face was like, oh my god, they brought back J.K. Simmons. And at that moment I was like in love. Like, cause what you said, no one can play J. Jonah Jameson like J.K. No one. That is tailor made for him. And then as I just thought about it even more and more, I started to, like, not to say hate is a very strong word, but kinda disliked the concept of it. It's like we are talking about the MCU, you know, and the MCU all this while has reinvented the cinema going experience. Now every single movie studios want to be like the MCU. Everything is a franchise. Everything is leading up to something. We have seen many examples of this, and
What killed DC also?
it's what killed DC. It's what killed the Dark Universe.
The Monster Universe? It was the Dark Universe, right?
Yeah, that was the Dark Monsterverse. Is this one Godzilla?
Oh, okay.
that is doing quite well.
Okay, yeah, doing well.
So they have reinvented. They have done a lot of things that is new and fresh. And might I say that 85% of their casting is perfect. From RDJ to Thanos, 85 of their casting was just perfect.
You were disappointed they could not figure out who is the replacement for J.K. Simmons.
Yes, they went back to Sam Raimi and stole J.K. Simmons from that. I felt like that was like a cheap.
I'll give them one pass lah.
You know?
It makes you think who could play J. Jonah Jameson. I think you probably figured it out, right?
Ice Cube. Ice Cube.
What do you think is 21 Jump Street?
Why? Imagine Peter Parker meeting Ice Cube and Peter Parker just telling Ice Cube Spider-Man is a good guy, he saves the neighborhood, and Ice Cube being J. Jonah Jameson just gives him that look. I want Ice Cube to be J. Jonah Jameson.
His backstory will have something to do with Black
Perfect
Panther.
casting. Why not? Tie it all in. I want Ice Cube to be J. Jonah Jameson. But
He's J. Jonah Jameson escaped from Wakanda
he's Jonah
because he wanted to become a journalist.
And then suddenly he'll just put down his lips, and then you can see the writing, and then he starts talking in his Wakandan accent.
God, how do we end up with Ice Cube as J. Jonah Jameson? Okay, anything else to add on? Honorable mentions. Let's talk about Happy. Happy
Happy is good.
Like, I really like that scene where he's fixing Peter Parker up.
I like the whole dynamic between Peter Parker and Happy. I mean, like, it's a worthy successor from Tony Stark. You know, I felt the connection. I felt like the kasih sayang that he had towards Peter and all.
Yeah.
Really felt it.
And I thought it was really nice to see Happy seeing a bit of Tony in
The
Peter Parker. The way he was fixing his costume and all that.
the Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Led Zeppelin. I was like, what?
The kid doesn't get it. Okay, quickly we'll talk about Zendaya.
Like what you said, I do enjoy their chemistry. Their chemistry was quite well. It's just that she was the same as previously.
Yeah.
Maybe she had a little bit more and stuff like that, but then basically she's the same. I wouldn't say mind-breaking, groundbreaking and stuff like that, but okay, yeah. She was there. She was some of the jokes that she had landed. Her chemistry with Tom Holland was great.
Alright, so let's wrap it up. Out of 10, how much would you give it?
8.
8 out of 10, I think I'll give it a little bit higher than you. I think I'll give it 8.3.
Yeah, I think I'll give like a 7. I think 8 would be nice. Like I said, the starting was a real bore for me. I was like rushing. I was like wondering when are they gonna get this going on. But then after the reveal towards the end, it was a solid Spider-Man movie. I would rewatch the movie starting from that scene, from the reveal to the back. Just skip, fast forward. Okay, From there till the
Skip
end,
the
I
whole
would
trip.
just skip everything from the reveal to the end. I would watch it, and I would highly recommend it. To
Oh
everyone.
yeah, there was also a scene from the trailer. They cut it off.
There was a lot of scenes from the trailer cut off.
That's what the MCU does nowadays. They just
A lot.
They just give us false scenes.
But then there was an interview with the director. They said that they're going to include like a small mini movie inside the Blu-ray.
Probably before the trip, is it?
Yeah, before it came, he was with the Iron Spider, telling to the police, "I'm too busy doing your job to be the next Iron Man." Yeah, that one, and there were a lot more scenes. They're going to compile all of that, make it into like a mini movie, and put it as an extra in the Blu-ray.
Alright, interesting. So guys, let us know what you think. It's been nice to have my buddy here, Marvin, splashing us with all those Spider-Man knowledge. Satisfying for you, right?
Kinda. I got a lot of things out of my chest. Especially the comparing between each Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire wins.
No. No.
Like him or hate him, we were so lucky to have Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
He was the original.
It was unique. There's never gonna be a Spider-Man like Tobey Maguire. That's it. We're gonna end it on that note. Azim, Rizal here, Marvin, Mohan.
Thank you for
signing
watching.
out. Bye-bye.